I've always been a person that likes to stay away from drama slash controversies or any of these topics because usually they are very, very complicated once you get into them. And yeah, most importantly, they sometimes are negative, which is why I don't really want to deal with them. But one thing that sometimes I feel like is important to talk about is when you think it might have an impact on the future. So if there was an issue that you think could be fixed for the future, that you go ahead and talk about it to make sure that everybody acknowledges it and we make sure that it does the right turn at one point to make it in a better state. And throughout the game, GD, we've had a lot of different opinions on different things. It's been a very massive journey. However, one thing that has always stood out, something that is very specific to Geometry Dash as a game, is the Geometry Dash rating system and the way it works and how much it has been changing and the standards that are being set and changed every now and then, and how different people have different views on different levels, and it's really, really complicated with a lot of chaotic opinions and really sometimes unnice comments towards, oh my god, that was a cool ball, towards RobTop, the developer of the game, even though when I really think about it, I don't think he's the one that is deserving of any of this hate. So what is the rating system? Let's just do a quick recap on what that is. So once you make a level, you can upload it to the servers, and then RobTop can decide whether the level should get stars, so that when somebody beats it, you get a reward for it. However, there are also different options, like your level getting a featured, meaning that it would show up on this tab right here, and it will have this ring around it. Or you could get an epic. Epic is like way better. You could have this fire around your icon. Then we have the legendary, which is this purple slash pink fire, which came along with 2.2. And finally, there's the mythic, which is super duper rare. We have only 10 levels so far having this mythic, and it looks absolutely insane. So I think already by explaining what this system is, we already have an issue, because what does it mean for a level to be featured or epic? Well, if it is epic, then it basically means that the level is good. But what is good? Like, who determines what good is? And what aspects of the level should be taken a look at before you can judge if the level is good or not. Like, if the level was terrible looking but the gameplay was cool, is that considered a good level, or what would that be? And whose opinions are we calculating here? Now, from what I know, and until this point, I believe that all of the levels that are getting rated are rated by RobTop. However, ever since 2.2, I've seen like a small shift with how these guys are. Like, it doesn't really feel that much like the RobTop is rating stuff anymore. But I'm gonna leave that up to debate. We don't really know as of right now. But I think we can all agree that we all have different opinions. Some things I might like, some things I might not like. And I'm gonna drop the biggest bomb over here that's gonna get me in a lot of trouble. It's a very controversial opinion, but I personally don't like this level. This is one of the most loved levels in the game, but I don't really like the level. I don't know why. I think it's because it's too flashy for me, and I really haven't seen like anything like really special in it, but a lot of people have, and for me to say that this is a bad level doesn't really make any sense, and for them to say that this is a good level also doesn't make any sense, because when you say it's good, you mean that you see it as good. It's your personal opinion. So I can say this level is not good, but that doesn't really mean that it's not good. It just means that in my opinion this level is not good, right? Now, of course, no hate to VoxyCat. He put a lot of work into this level, and sure, a lot of people liked it, but it just was not my type. And you guys can already see that there is an issue. We might have one of the best looking levels in the game, and then all of a sudden it gets a bad rating. Well, that's simply because RobTop / the mods that have reviewed the level just didn't find it that good. So it just so happened for this level to land in the hands of the people that don't like this specific style of level. However, one thing I think we can all agree on, that there are some levels that are so special that pretty much the majority of the game agrees on that it's cool. So I think pretty, like, I'm very sure 99% of the GD player base can agree that this level is, for example, really, really cool and also mythic deserving. So we're gonna take these levels out of this equation here, because there are some levels that are just way too good and we all agree on, and we have no problem when they get mythic and all. But some levels I play, I enjoy, and yeah, they leave a good mark. And then I quit and I'm like, why is this just rated? What are the aspects that are being taken a look at when it comes to rating a level? Is it the gameplay? Well, the gameplay was pretty good. The decoration? Well, the decoration was simple, but it does work. I mean, is it maybe the standards? Is it maybe way too 2.0-ish? And should that even play a role? I mean, if the level has a bunch of 2.2 things in it, I think we really should not anymore calculate the fact that it may have a 2.0 style or any of these things. Because if a level is cool, then regardless of of whether it has, you know, too many old blocks being used or any of this stuff, I don't think this stuff should really play any role when it comes to whether a level should be featured or epic or any of these things. I don't know what you guys think, and I would like to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments about this, but I don't think a level should use the newest things that are in the update for it to be cool or featured worthy. I think if a level is fun to play, if it leaves a good mark on you when you leave the level as well, so that you don't just instantly forget the level, and also doesn't look bad. I mean, this one looks pretty polished. This one was probably made like 100 years ago. Yeah. But it's still a cool level, and this would have 9 years ago probably gotten a feature if that was something even at the time. But now that this got featured like 10 years later, it just didn't get a featured, which I honestly can't understand a bit, because you're comparing it to things like this nowadays. So, but it's still fun to play, and that's, I think, what matters the most. I think a system like this one, where we have levels of different rankings of quality for these levels that you set, is a good idea. But I think there's a very tiny thing that we are missing here, and it's something that I gave a small hint about at the beginning of this video. I talked about how a good level doesn't really make any sense, and it only makes sense when you talk about your own perspective from that level being cool to you personally. And so as a result, how about instead of having featured, epic, legendary, and mythic, we keep these things, however we add an additional thing to all of these levels, which is something that basically determines what kind of levels you as a person like. So let me just give you a brief example to explain to you exactly what I mean so that you understand. Like I said, levels like these, like too much epilepsy and it's just too modern looking. I personally like levels that are like traditional, you can say, levels that look like robbed up levels, because come on, I think we can all agree that robbed up levels are pretty cool. Oh my god, I just aged like 90 years now. Yeah, so levels like this I find really, really cool. Whereas on the other hand, levels like modern levels in general, I just don't like them. This is just how I am. I just don't find them interesting. And so as a result, for a like really well crafted, like with amazing effects and all the good stuff, but for it to be a modern level and then given only a featured, for example, isn't really fair. Just because I don't like it and a bunch of people that don't like modern don't like this level shouldn't really mean that it shouldn't deserve an epic, right? And so as a result, we would have sects. So you would have people that like modern levels, for example, or people that like traditional levels, or people that like more chaotic levels, for example. You would categorize all of these things in something called tags or keywords for certain levels. So what this means is that instead of having every 41,000 rated level all combined into one mess, what you would do is categorize each of these levels into certain styles. Maybe we can have 3 to 4 different styles, like main styles, modern, traditional, and whatever you want to call it. And then we could sort these levels into these categories. And so, for example, if you had a list of every modern level that is rated, and then you go through them, and then you can pretty much if you are a person that likes modern levels, you're going to see this one as epic worthy. And then the ones that are perhaps only featured or rated would rank lower than that level. And to me, I would just completely not touch this category of modern levels. And so as a result, I would just go ahead and play the traditional levels, the ones that I like. And with that, we completely wipe out the factor of subjective opinion, because now you have categorized all of the different levels into these categories so that people can judge levels based on what they personally like, right? And I think this way it could kind of fix the rating system, because then I would not really care if a level I don't really particularly feel interested in getting a legendary or an epic, because that style is just not mine, and a lot of different people will find it interesting, but me personally, I won't. And for example, if you had the option to set what you want your level to be categorized as, I think this could help a lot, because nowadays we have, I don't know if this is just a me issue or not, but I would like to see if you guys also having this issue where it's hard for you to find the levels that you find cool. Right, you can go on here and go on epic, but I promise not every epic level you're gonna like is gonna be epic worthy in your mind. Like, you're not gonna love it as much as you should, considering that it's an epic level. However, when you have things like tags, then things will make a lot more sense, and you'll only be viewing the levels that you are interested in. I love traditional platformer levels, which is why I can't wait for the floor 2. These levels, they are good. These levels are really good, and I want to play more of them, but it's so hard to fight these guys. Like, I beat a lot of platformer levels, and pretty much 1 in 10 platformer level that I beat just so happens to be one of the cooler ones. Like this one. This one, in my opinion, is epic worthy. This is a cool style that I personally am in love in, and I think it's very, very well executed. So to have this level just having epic kind of feels wrong, but I can understand it, because right now we don't have this system of tags, and I think it should be implemented as fast as possible, because you guys saw that we have about like 41,000 rated levels, and all of these levels have no tags right now. So the tags, if whenever he adds that, if that ever happens, then only then from then on the newly published levels will have those tags on, which means that all of the tags for the 41,000 levels will be manually set either by Robtop, the mod team, or the creators themselves. So the more time we waste, the more levels we waste. The more levels get to be thrown under the bus to never seen by people who would have genuinely appreciated that level. I'm so sure there are so many amazing platformer levels that I would personally fall in love with, literally, that I just can't find. Like, they are out there, but I just can't find them, because how? Like, I'm sure there are really cool platformer levels that are not rated, but this is just because we have so many levels getting uploaded, and it's such a mess. Like, there are thousands of levels getting uploaded every single day. So the issue is not that we're not finding these levels, the issue is that we're not trying to find the levels. Like, the levels are out there, but we just have to find a way to get to these levels. And it is difficult from our side to do that, but from Rob's side, who has control over this entire game, he could do something about it, which will honestly improve this game a lot. Because it's a shame to have so many good levels just thrown under the bus with nobody really seeing them, even though they could be very much appreciated by people like me, or like anybody out there who likes those specific levels. So I feel like ever since 2.2 came out, we've had so many insane levels coming out that it is a guarantee that there are so many good levels that nobody knows about, just because the creators are unknown, or the levels just got lost. We just don't know about it. So it's just, people's work that have worked hours and hours in the editor are just going to waste, basically. You just click here, you have 9999 levels. So, and then you refresh, and then you'll never see that level that we just saw again, because these like 10 new levels just got uploaded by us talking that one sentence. So yeah, the more time, literally, the more time you wait, literally 10 more levels, the more time we lose, the bad it is. So yeah, this feature, I think it should be the top priority, to be honest, because I want to play this game. I want to play this game. I want to enjoy this game, but it's just, it's hard. It's hard. I do sometimes click on this heart when I find good levels, but sometimes, and I'm sure, I just don't find them. They are out there. I can't find them. And so I think implementing that would improve this rating system, because so many people rage in the comments like, why is this not epic? This is mythic worthy, or this is not mythic worthy, this is not legendary worthy, whatever. This could fix that issue. Nobody could complain anymore, because just don't view the category that you don't like anymore. If you like modern levels, then just stick by that, and then you'll agree on every single rating that has been done. That's on the first hand. And on the other hand, that would simply make the game more playable, and a lot of creators could get their expected or their needed fame or popularity or credits or whatever you want to call it. So honestly, that's a win-win-win. Like, it's a triple win for us and for the community. Like, I think this should be the top priority right now. The only reason being really is that the more we wait, the more time we lose, the more worse it is for the levels. So yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think about this topic. I might do an upcoming video fully discussing the issue of the rating system, and also have an even better idea to fix that entirely, but I think that would be a bit too hard to implement. But I would like to share that with you guys as well. So let me know which topic you guys want me to talk about next, and I will do that, and we'll see you guys in the next video.